Hello, basketball people, we have news. Let's go to more news about the Golden State Warriors. I ask you to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I am a Warriors fan. 3 players are being considered as signings for the Warriors, and if this is confirmed, it will leave the squad strong and deep and in a position to become champions again. Malcolm Brogdon is a smart, solid scoring player who could be a starter or a sixth man for the Warriors. Al Horford is experienced and will fill the Warriors' needy center position. Ben Simmons is similar to Draymond Green in many ways, and his signing could be valuable for the Warriors. Neither earned their contracts through individual scoring, but rather through defense and playmaking. Simmons wouldn't fit alongside Green, but he could be a valuable backup behind him so the team doesn't have to change its style of play. The Golden State Warriors have every intention of building the best team possible around Stephen Curry while they still can. Boston Celtics center Al Horford is one player they've had their eyes on for quite some time. All indications are that they already have a deal with him, but must take care of the Jonathan Kuminga situation first. On Wednesday, NBA insider Jake Fisher confirmed this on Bleacher Report's livestream, saying, "I can tell you that the Warriors still remain very confident that Al Horford is waiting for whatever finality will come to Jonathan Kuminga's restricted free agency with Golden State." At 39 years old, Horford is coming off a solid regular season campaign. In 60 games with the Celtics last season, he averaged 9 points, 6.2 rebounds, and 2.1 assists a game while shooting 42.3% from the field and 36.3% from three. While the Warriors appear to be all set with Horford once the Kuminga situation is resolved, there's another former Celtic on their radar, Malcolm Brogdon. Clutch Point's Brett Siegel reported that the Warriors are interested in the former sixth man of the year. Yes, Brogdon is in the group of Horford, Melton, GP2, Seth Curry in terms of all being linked to Golden State since before Summer League, Siegel wrote. Nothing has changed on that front. Brogdon and Horford played together on the Celtics during the 2022-23 season. In Brogdon's lone season with the Celtics, he won Sixth Man of the Year. In 67 games, he averaged 14.9 points, 4.2 rebounds, and 3.7 assists while shooting 48.4% from the field and 44.4% from three. Since they traded him, Brogdon has played in 65 games combined over the last 2 seasons with the Portland Trail Blazers and Washington Wizards. At this stage of his career, he may be better off playing in a limited role off the bench, which is why he could be a good fit next to the Warriors. That could especially be the case if he's playing next to Horford, with whom he has experience playing. Not only have they played together, but they have also helped the Celtics come within a game of returning to the NBA Finals back in 2023. That kind of experience can go a long way for the Warriors. Horford might be old, and Brogdon might be injury-prone, but they are still capable NBA players. Warriors may steal 6'10" former All-NBA forward from Knicks, Celtics to help Stephen Curry. The Golden State Warriors' lack of off-season activity appears to be a concerning sign for a franchise trying desperately to stay in contention for a title, but a recent update could mean change is on the horizon. Golden State's superstar trio of Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green will need reinforcements to compete against a stacked Western Conference in 2025-26, and there's a chance that their front office can sign former 3-time All-Star and coveted free agent role player, Ben Simmons, to offer support. New York, Knicks and Sacramento Kings are known suitors for Simmons, Clutch Point's Brett Siegel shared via Twitter/X on Thursday evening. Boston Celtics have obviously been in that mix as well. I wouldn't be shocked if Simmons is holding out to see if any of these other situations create an opening for him. Teams like Golden State, Atlanta Hawks, and Cleveland Cavaliers. Plenty of contending franchises are in the mix to potentially acquire the former number 1 overall pick in the 2016 NBA draft to the Philadelphia 76ers, but Golden State could prove to be his most appealing option. The New York Knicks and Boston Celtics are 2 Eastern Conference squads that are certainly attractive destinations, but Simmons' skill set could mesh well within Golden State's free-flowing system. In 51 total appearances in 2024-25 while splitting time between the Brooklyn Nets and Los Angeles Clippers, the versatile 6'10" ball handler contributed 5.0 points, 4.7 rebounds, and 5.6 assists in just 22 minutes. Simmons is a skilled passer and imposing defensive presence, making him a prime candidate to find Curry and others for open looks and lock up opposing clubs with Green and Butler by his side in certain lineup configurations. The Warriors have yet to sign a single free agent thanks to their ongoing stalemate with restricted free agent Jonathan Kuminga, but it's plausible to believe that Simmons could eventually join the team with other hopeful offseason acquisitions like Al Horford, DeAnthony Melton, and Gary Payton II. Golden State Warriors could lose playoff fan favorite. Amidst all of the rumors about who might be signing with the Warriors, there is someone people are forgetting about. Veronica Burton with 24 points versus Phoenix Mercury. The Golden State Warriors have yet to officially do anything in free agency as they try to solve the Jonathan Kuminga restricted free agency dilemma, despite the negotiation period opening nearly 2 months ago. Golden State has offered Kuminga a 2-year, $45 million deal, but he is firm on wanting at least $30 million annually, a number he will not be getting from the Warriors. But until they figure that out, even if it's him accepting his qualifying offer, there are some other forgotten players who may or may not be back with the team. Pat Spencer is one of 6 players from last year's team who remain free agents, along with Kuminga, Kevin Knox, Taron Armstrong, Gary Payton II, and Braxton Key. Spencer could have been a restricted free agent, but the Warriors decided not to extend him a qualifying offer. For those that remember, Spencer went from a college lacrosse star before rising his way up from Europe to the NBA G League and then latching onto the Warriors in the 2023-24 season. He only appeared in a few games that first season, but he got into 30 regular season games this season. Spencer really made a name for himself in the playoffs, scoring 11 points on 5-7 shooting in each of the first 2 games of the first-round series against the Houston Rockets. The bigger issue is that he's already 29 and likely has a limited ceiling as an NBA player. If the Warriors still have some open roster spots after their moves, maybe they will consider it, but it seems unlikely. Golden State Warriors free agency plans. The Warriors won't do anything in free agency until Jonathan Kuminga's restricted situation is solved. That much has been made clear. But what do the Warriors have planned once that has been decided? They've been connected with a few notable players that remain free agents: Al Horford, Gary Payton II, DeAnthony Melton, and Malcolm Brogdon. It seems that they're aware of the Kuminga situation and are willing to wait for now, but would they be willing to wait if the saga stretches into September? Warriors could get involved in free agent sharpshooter sweepstakes. The Golden State Warriors are entering the final phase of their contending years. With a big 3 of Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green, they must feel a sense of urgency to surround their veterans with enough talent to have a chance at a title. Otherwise, they are wasting the final years of their best player in franchise history, Curry. Golden State has been quiet this summer on the free agent market, as they await Jonathan Kuminga's restricted free agency to resolve itself. But there is one player out there that's available who may be a perfect fit for this iteration of the team. Could Golden State get involved in the Malik Beasley sweepstakes? Malik Beasley has had a whirlwind of a summer. The 6th Man of the Year runner-up last year was in line to receive a sizable contract in free agency before a federal gambling investigation essentially put him on ice, and no team would negotiate with him. Shams Charania of ESPN reported today that Beasley had been cleared of the investigation, and this potentially reopens free agency for one of the NBA's top shooters. Beasley had a career year in 2024-25 with the Detroit Pistons, shooting 41% from three-point range and making the second most threes in the league last year, behind only the Minnesota Timberwolves' Anthony Edwards. Every contender in the league would like to add a sharpshooter to their mix, and Golden State is no different. While the Warriors do have their own three-point specialist in Buddy Hield, adding another like Beasley would be a spacing nightmare for opposing teams. Having Curry, Hield, and Beasley all on the floor at the same time would almost guarantee that at least one of those 3 would get a good look from beyond the arc. Keith Smith of Spotrac reported that GSW could get involved, but their situation is complicated by Kuminga RFA status and multiple open roster spots. If Golden State has the means, which may require finding a new home for Kuminga first, they should absolutely be in on Beasley's market. Considering his value may have dropped since the start of the summer, it may not take a massive contract to bring him aboard. How Steve Kerr became one of the NBA's top 15 coaches after a decorated playing career. Steve Kerr's CV is hard to match, both as a player and a coach. He was never the headline act on any of his teams, but he played his part well. Known for his shooting, Kerr made a career out of doing the little things right. Kerr picked up 3 titles with the Chicago Bulls during their dominant run in the 90s and then added 2 more with the San Antonio Spurs. He wasn't just along for the ride either, he hit some big shots in big moments. And even after he hung up his boots in 2003, it didn't take long for him to find his way back into basketball. Kerr's time in the front office. In 2007, Kerr became the general manager of the Phoenix Suns, returning to the team that originally drafted him. The move made sense given his connection to the franchise. During his 3 years in that role, the Suns posted a 155-91 regular season record and reached the playoffs twice. But they never managed to capture a title during his tenure. Even though Kerr tried to trade for Stephen Curry on draft night in 2009, it became clear he was better suited for coaching than front office work. That opportunity came in 2014 when Golden State hired him as their head coach, following their decision to part ways with Mark Jackson. Steve Kerr's record with the Golden State Warriors. In his first year in charge, Kerr took Golden State to the NBA title in 2015, and by 2018, the team had added 2 more championships to their tally. Kerr was also on the bench for the historic 73-9 season, earning him NBA Coach of the Year honors. The following year saw another finals appearance, though this time they were beaten by Toronto. The 5-year stretch from 2015 to 2019 remains one of the strongest periods for any NBA coach. But that run came to a halt in 2020 when injuries hit hard and Golden State finished just 15-50. Even so, Kerr managed to guide the Warriors back to another championship in 2022, the 4th under his leadership. Now pulling in $17.5 million a year as the league's highest-paid coach, Kerr has also been named among the NBA's top 15 coaches ever.